National Treasure Episode 5 Bad Romance is just bad. One step forward, many steps back.
Five, four,
Uno.
Paulie here on the Latino Slant. Hope everyone is doing great. Now, before I get into this review, let's do something a little different. Hey, looking for a really cool t-shirt to buy for yourself or for a friend or whatever? consider consider the Defund the Thought Police t-shirt. Here we go. And we'll put up the link in a second. Defund the Thought Police. Do it now. It's a cool little t-shirt that I designed myself. You can get it there on our Stream Elements merchandise page. That's a great way to help the Latino Slant channel. You know, it's a very good price. And it's a very comfortable shirt, I have to say. I've been having this one almost now for like a year. I absolutely love it. So yes, Defund the Thought Police t-shirt created by moi. All right. Well, episode 5, I realize now more than ever that this show is not written for me. It is for you Wokoso Gen Zers. And this episode entitled Bad Romance, you really showed your teeth on this one. Oh my God. And what was such a promising turn of events for the series as a whole. And now we're in the middle of the season. With episode 3 and 4, 5 took many steps back. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the spoilers and all that stuff, but make sure you watch the whole video because I want to break down the remaining episodes on their IMDb page. A lot of them are titled and descriptions, so we can get a good idea of what's going on. But I can tell you already what's going on as far as just the fodder. Anytime that the story goes back to the Gen Zers, like Jesse's friends, it just relies on anything that you can think of what Gen Zers are happening right now. Okay, in regards to decolonization, in regards to being undocumented, in regards to sticking it to the man. It's there. These lines of dialogue are just so painful that their CW kind of banter with each other and just flat romance and just really lame decisions that these characters I thought weren't going to keep making come back. So what happens is that Jess has here, let's put a little spoilers for you guys. Jess has a doubt that Liam is the one who is the mole, and it really is just a stupid plot device that ultimately all we're getting is more distrust towards the end of the episode. And where did he get his money? You could say that his mom gave it to him to pay off the house, or he's maybe still working with Billy, but um, I felt it was a complete waste of time. This was definitely a filler episode with very little action and kind of lame. Just there's no reveals. Anyways, so there is a big ball happening at the governor's mansion where the Lewis and Clark journal is going to be shown. They need to see the journal, take photos of it to get clues to get to the next clue. Meanwhile, Catherine Zeta-Jones is on a different path. She thinks that she got the Cortez Journal, which has journal entries by La Malinche herself. She is proven wrong and that it is a fake, and she promptly discards it in the trash. First of all, if it is a journal that is hundreds and hundreds of years old, why would it be exposed to the elements? She's just walking around with it in her hand. I didn't get that at all. I didn't even get why was it even so special when it was just basically, anyone's journal out there in the open. It was very strange. There was a lot of that, a lot of little things that just were lazy. There was even lazy camera work. So it almost felt in some episodes, in some scenes, very cheap, just like the dialogue. Dialogue that was so cringe, where Jess is trying to explain to Liam why, you know, why she has been doubted in the past, because anytime there was a missing money, missing lunchbox, what did you say, missing milk money for lunch, they always pointed to her. They always checked her backpack, because of where she came from and her last name. I mean, this stuff was written decades ago in television. It's unreal that something like this is even played out, even in a Gen Z world. I just didn't get to, it was just so stupid. It's so stupid. But it's also just out of Jess's character. Her character now should just be emboldened just to find out the truths about her parents, and we kind of lose that way in this kind of just lame CW kind of let's focus on the Gen Zer group and their relationships. No one cares. I don't care. I don't care about most of these characters except for the two leads and Catherine Zeta-Jones. So you had a lot of that going on. Also, to the co-star, in where she is shown before that, she's very anti-cop, a very anti-system. There's even a line where she's doing a mock protest to as a means of distraction to get Jess out of the governor's ball, the governor's mansion, where she's screaming, "You have blood on your hands." I'm like, really? I mean, Wibberleys, writers, you guys want to be more just, you know, you want to telegraph it just even more. Hey, we don't like the man. We don't like the system. We don't like cops. Blood on your hands. All cops bad. I mean, she might as well have said that. It was, for me, it was that cringy. And I thought that was burned off in the first two episodes, which were the worst rated. And it's not just me. It's a lot of the ratings coming in. We're going to get to those in a second. And it's such a disappointment, especially after the promising episode of Charlotte, episode 4. So the Bad Romance title is in reference to a song by Lady Gaga and the dance between Jess and her old. Let's get the cast really quick, because I forget again. I forget the cast names because they're just kind of there. Let me see. Let me get this here. So Jess and Ethan, excuse me. Jess and Ethan were, I take it, high school and college sweethearts. And back in the day, they had a song that they danced to. They had a choreographed movement that they danced to Bad Romance. And the song comes on at this ball. And of course, they have to dance to it. So stupid. Because and then listen, don't get me wrong. Again, Jess, the actress, is a delight to watch. She can dance. She's quite riveting. But characterized storyline, why is this there? Why is this happening now? Only to create another rift between Liam and then Ethan's new girlfriend. I mean, this is truly CW bad writing for these people. That really just don't care about. And again, I thought we had burned this all off, but you go from these bad political stances to just bad storytelling, and I don't even know what's worse, probably the storytelling. So that's the reason why for this title. Of course, they see them dance, and you can see that they had an old, the spark is still there. And Liam takes off, and he steals the journal. By her following Liam, the security thinks that she has stolen the journal, when all she had to do was stand there and just say, "I don't have it," because she physically didn't have it. all she had to do, I was just, walking around publicly. I'm here. I pay for my ticket. I don't have it. That guy took it if she wanted to like be gangster about it. But why did she run? Was it in fear that she was going to be caught and deported? Which is, they never let you forget about that. But listen, if you bought a ticket, they're not going to call INS on you. This is just that whole running made no sense. But at the end, I guess it made sense because she runs out of the mansion without her shoes, barefoot down the streets of Baton Rouge, wherever the hell they're at, and who drives up? Catherine Zeta-Jones. Hop in if you want to live, so to speak. And that's the end of the episode. I will say Catherine Zeta looked amazing. I will say that. I will also say that all what I just said could have been edited down 15 minutes. And let's get to the chase, which is the next clue, which is uh, Billy and Jess working together. Let's get to that and see, because everything else really doesn't matter. And that was really what really bothered me. So there's a lot of things that bothered me out of this episode. One, another, I would say another character flaw that bothered me, storytelling, was that Billy's just now figuring out that Jess's lineage. Should that would have been figured out well, several episodes before. And it's obvious that she knows Billy's father. We even excuse me, Jess's father, which is now his name is Rafael Rios, a treasure hunter, and he was the one in the flashbacks you saw that was killed. Which I actually thought was interesting, which could have been something there. But they spend so much time on these goofy kids and all getting in their little, their little political stances. Oh, and there's even a moment I almost forgot one of the worst cringy ones ever. There's a Fed, the female Fed, and there is a scientist doctor who's doing some work, and they obviously have a little crush on each other. He goes to ask her out, and at one moment they're talking about science. I believe in science, and she says, "Oh yes, I'm a believer too." Wibberleys, you're just showing us everything that you stand for. It's like this is a vehicle for what you see as virtuous and what you see as the right and progressive thing to do. We're gonna put it all in here. All right, man. You heard enough of me bitching and complaining about this episode. And yeah, it's kind of silly. And an old man such as myself, basically talking about a CW show for kids that's on for teenagers that's on uh, Disney Plus, and because that's what this is for. Let's go down the line here because this is kind of interesting. We talked about I'm a Ghost, the treasure map. Basically, it's been rated hundreds and hundreds of ratings, a 6. Graceland Gambit and Charlotte go up a little bit, always in even Charlotte to 7.1, which I agree with. And I gave it a 4 out of 5. Bad Romance back down to 6.4. I will give this one it's going to go back down to a 2 for me, a 2 out of 5 this episode. Now there's 5 more episodes here. What's interesting is of the 5, 3 are given titles and names of and descriptions. The next one's called Frenemies, not knowing who's good and who's bad. Jess works with Billy and deciphers a 100-year-old clue that points to a famous 18th century landmark. And together they plan an impossible heist during an historic reenactment to retrieve the next piece to the treasure map. But things don't go as planned, and Jess is ultimately faced with the most difficult decision of her life. Sounds cool. I would have liked that to happen now. Like Point of No Return, next episode 7, I believe. Jess sacrifices everything to confront her dad's killer and to find the last piece of the map. But that meeting rocks her world as she learns that nothing is what is expected on a treasure hunt. They've been saying this from episode 1, propelling her to make a dangerous decision that could land her in prison for life. So they're going to hit the DACA, the undocumented, the deported, real hard in there. I absolutely just, uh, I'm so against the Wibberleys for making her DACA. And I've said it before. I have nothing against. Listen, I have nothing against that, but this is just it's oppression Olympics, it's victimhood complex. Every time there's a moment of kind of insecurity or a challenging moment, that comes up. Por favor, man, I'm just sick of it. Family Tree episode 8. It's a matter of life and death when Jess and her friends embark on their most impossible caper yet. Meanwhile, Liam teams up with his grandpa's home care nurse, Miles, in a desperate attempt to bring down Billy and her secret organization before they harm Jess. Ah, man, this yo, you guys be the judge. Give me your comments, man. Like I said, I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. Bad Romance is just a bad episode of television. I'm out. The Latino slant, wherever you're at, keep your slant fuerte. Wocosos be wocosoing in this one. Shoot. Paz.